Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus gaming series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have Arrogant Nephalem, and on the right, it is going to be Spooky Ghost. This is a Division B West matchup, and this will be our final matchup of the evening. And if you're sitting at home wondering what time zone we're in, but wondering how we got to Towers of Doom, I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Arrogant Nephalem. They lost the coin flip, so that gives Spooky Ghost the opportunity for first pick or map pick. They opted for first pick priority for game number 1, banning out Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout. Battlefield of Eternity and Cursed Hollow were banned out by the members of Arrogant Nephalem, and so they have chosen to also take us to Towers of Doom number 1. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft and see what we have here so far. Coordinated Universal Time, but we have to Google to help us with time zones. Yes. We have applications and everything. Here's the thing, though, Ghost Bear. No one uses UTC. I'm sorry. There are maybe like 10 people in the world that use it, and you are one of them. Megan, good to see you as well. All right, let's get into this draft a little bit further. We're on Towers of Doom, so we have our solo lane being mitigated right now. Completely, actually, prioritized onto the solo lane. Interesting. Like Diva solo, Malthael solo, Deathwing solo. Is this just literally going to be a Urel ban too? Do we have any sort of... Is there a legit mega priority onto solo for this? Also, isn't Keim's name pronounced differently? Isn't it like Keim or something? I don't remember. Like, I feel like, isn't there a weird way to say their name? Or am I thinking of someone else? The thing I'm thinking is, no, I think it's them. I think it's Keim. I think it's pronounced differently. Because someone in chat, like, flamed me for it for an entire, like, 3-game series. And then when, like, someone said it in the interview, they were like, see? And I'm like, oh, God, sorry, just... I don't trust chat sometimes. Leoric is going to be grabbed first pick, so it is going to be a priority into the solo lane. ETC will be grabbed as well for them, and a Mephisto with it as well. Mephisto hasn't been super popular. I feel like he might be more of a, I wouldn't say niche, but like it might just be a playstyle kind of thing where it's like, because here's the thing, like Chromie's up and available, and Chromie, in my opinion, is a lot more popularized and powerful than Mephisto here, but Mephisto has a lot of dancing and play styles that you can really work with the CTC. So I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually saw like a Chromie snagged here on the side of Spooky Ghosts, and they could actually go into Ana if they wanted, but they're gonna go Stukov and grab a Greymane as well. So a lot of good siege coming out from them, a lot of good dive, a lot of good setup. Overall, a strong composition being built by Spooky Ghosts. Kime, thank you. Kime. Someone's gonna be like, excuse me, it's Kaimi. I work with so many programs that record happenings in UTC, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know any what programs actually work in UTC, because I don't know any that do. But I do everything. Like, I work in construction, and UTC is never used. That's why. So like, different realms, different things. Varian to be banned out on the left-hand side, Ana on the right. Makes sense with the Mephisto. They would look to empower that, but they still could go something like an Uther if they wanted to go Divine Mosh. Decker Kane's up and available. He's insanely powerful right now, too. Anduin's a great pickup if you're worried about maybe someone getting caught by the Entomb from Leoric. Actually, I would lean into an Anduin overall, because Anduin has that leap of faith to save you from some of these dive burst situations. They're going to go Whitemane instead, who really does play into the teamfight factor, can counter heal through a lot of burst damage, but the issue is that she needs to be, well, on target and in place to be able to do said healing. She needs to deal damage, have the Zeal Mark, all that needs to be there. We'll see how this works out for our Whitemane. I will try and remember Kime, but I feel like I'm going to mess it up a ton. I'll do my best. I'm probably going to end up saying, like, time. Last 2 picks for the side of Spooky Ghosts. We still need a main tank. We still need something as solo. We're going to be looking at a Gul'dan. Oh, I'm dumb as all hell. Sorry, Leoric's the solo. Dear Lord, I thought they had a main tank first. My brain just like auto-filled as main tank first, and usually you pick your solo lane last, but they're going to flip it on our heads right here and go for that Leoric first and go for the Johanna last. Still, great tank. Gul'dan's good to pair in with the Greymane. Li Ming would have been a great option as well, because you just have that reset burst potential between Greymane and Gul'dan. But we're going to see a Zool for the solo lane to match into the Leoric. Zool Leoric, pretty good. Leoric has great wave clear. Zool has great wave additional clear, because you have all those skeletal defenders. Not all of the skeletal minions that he can summon. I work in IT, mid-sized legal firm. I wear many hats. I see. Oh, legal firm, that makes sense to me, because legal people are weird with time. I honestly, it didn't matter what you said. I would have called it weird, but no, I never see UTC, but that it might be a local thing. I don't know. Like it could be. It could be like that I'm Midwest or whatever. UTC is used often for saving data on the internet because you don't have to worry about the time zones of daylight savings. But I 100% don't want it to be what I use when talking face to face. I agree, Cat Peach, because it makes no sense to me. I just don't understand it. I don't understand. I literally do not understand anything about UTC. I've never really heard about it. I know it's of its existence. That's it. We exist in the same realm. It was like when HGC was a thing. I existed outside of HGC, and it didn't know about me. So it's like me and UTC. We're just buying time. I should be talking about the draft analysis, but realistically, thank you for hanging out with me and all the shenanigans as we get into our game number 1. On the left-hand side, we have the members of Arrogant Nephalem, Sigatai on the ETC, null pointer on that Maiev, I had that right. Tribe is going to be on the Mephisto. Kime, excuse me, I had it backwards. Kime, I'll do my best for that one. It's going to be on the Zool, and Dakillidan, I think, is going to be on the White Mane. Not White Mane. God, on the Maiev. Sorry, these skins throw me off. On the right-hand side, we have the members of Spooky Ghost. We have Boundary is going to be on that. Greymane. Eric with a K is going to be on that. Leoric. We have Rogoth on the Joanna. We have Little Wolf on that. Stukov. And over on the bottom right, we have Ludius, I think it was, on the Gul'dan. My name saying today is just absolute. I don't know why. I can't read names. It's been a hot minute since I had a bag of UT's. Basically, UTC draws a line, pull, subtract the amount of one direction, add another. Yeah, that's too much caster math for me. That's too much caster math for Bahamut. Granted, I say that and I use 24-hour time. People are like, that's so weird. I'm like, I don't know, minus 12? I don't know, it's easy for me because my base is 12 in life with engineering and construction, so like I'm always counting in bases of 12 because of inches. Anyways, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the thing that's in front of us that we all want to watch. We are going to be here on Towers of Doom. We are going to be seeing them go for the sapper camps on the both right and the left-hand side. Good timing on this one. The traditional thing, as we always say on Towers of Doom, you want to hold bottom lane because you want to feed the sappers in. You want to be able to hold the bell tower because it makes the rotations and it makes holding the objective phases in the lower portion of the map a lot more difficult for the team who doesn't have said structure, because the rotation is a lot more clear to the enemy team in the sense that they're going to rotate through specific points rather than through their own lane. Sapper camps will be down in this bottom lane, and they're trying to push them in on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Seems like Spooky Ghost won't make the rotation in time. Actually, with the Greymane down here, they absolutely will. I thought the Sapper camp was going to be able to get the charge in just right there, but not the case whatsoever, as the fight's starting to break out down here, but it doesn't look like anyone's really going down. Null points are just literally giggle beaming onto one power slide from the ETC. Little Wolf getting a little low as the Condemn will be avoided by Dakillidan with that Vault of the Warden. Let's peek into our solo lane. Kime going up against Eric with a K, seemingly forcing them back quite a bit and forcing maybe a rotation out from Greymane to clear up the waves that the Leoric's missing. And this is where you want to be with Azul on your team. You want to be able to force the enemy team to split someone out from your core 4 rotations so the solo lane gets a little bit of help, and that's big. Like when you're out rotating the solo lane, that's a big win in your department. But we have our first objective phase. Standardization is going to be the left and the right hand side. The only randomized factor from this first one is where the bottom lane bell tower goes. Does it go into the bottom lane or does it go to the bottom mid position? Umbral bind onto 2. That's going to be a wonderful lightning nova from Triad, but White Mane is going to go ahead and find first blood in game number 1 in our best of 3 series. 6 to 5 in our levels. We do have that left and the right to be traded out, I would assume. Zul's going to go to the left-hand side, Leoric to the right. Looks like Mephisto will not be interrupted. Shield Glare's attempted. Nice use of the Iron Skin, but was it worth burning the cooldown for it? I think they're just more or less looking for the delay, and that gives time for players to manage their lanes. But here's the thing, Zul, they had no contest in their channel, so they're easily able to come into this top lane, amplify the wave, get a little bit of damage onto Eric with a K. Kime is able to just continue to just soak up with these curse strikes as well. And that clears things a lot quicker as Sigatai was looking for the power slide onto Boundary. There's going to be the Spirit of Vengeance forward. Umbral Bind to pull them back, but they're not going to find a kill into this Leoric. Rogoth looking like they needed to help out, but no, that's not the case. They'll just rotate back down towards mid. Maybe a little bit of harassment and dismount, but even then they got dismounted themselves. The 7 talent here will be hit first for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Spooky Ghosts, not too far off themselves. For anyone that's wondering, we are seeing the Gladiator's Medallion at the top of our screen. We have harassed Aliabs enough, and they're just like, okay, here, just take, no, we were just talking about it, and he popped in the chat. He's like, hey, do you want to give it a shot before it goes live? So we're kind of showcasing a little bit and seeing if maybe anything breaks before they post it live. I know that they wanted to fix 1 or 2 more things, as they did mention that to me, but channel will go through onto the camp, and this will go out into bottom lane. We are going to be having Sapper Camp from the side of Arrogant Nephalem grabbed already. Power slide, Umbral Bind, a lot of displacement and a lot of pressure onto Rogoth, and they will end up going down. The dive coming out from Dekilidin was enough right there. Really well played from the Maiev player, and also the setup from ETC and Triad. Great plays overall, as they're going to find a Loon's Wrath value. Wow, we saw that little Starfall come down, and that was the enough damage. I think Gul'dan had like 90-some health, and it does 105 at the time as they just hit level 9. Speaking of hitting level 9, let's go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers, as we haven't had a chance to look at all of those yet. And also to note, 24 out of the 30 stacks on the Pursuit of Flame for the Gul'dan. Triab goes for the channel, should be able to grab that without any problem. Dekilidin looking for an Umbral Bind. I don't think they get it, and that's going to be 4 more shots into the core of Spooky Ghosts. I was in the army 24 hours, second nation to me. I had a lot of European family, and that was just like the norm for them, so just kind of became the norm for me. Also, I think it was a way that my parents tricked me into like getting better at like doing simple math very quickly. Because you have to constantly, like, as a kid, understanding you have to like minus things to know times, and like either way, that's going to be a attempt to find the Durance of Hate onto 1, but they don't connect onto the Stukov. A medallion was actually used right there. A lot of medallions used. Joanna burned theirs, Gul'dan burned theirs more recently. But anyways, Nexus Gaming Series, thank you for so much for the raid. Very much appreciated. If someone could shout them out, I would very much appreciate that, as Scotty is going to be following us up with a follow. Thank you so much, my friend. We are getting into our game number 1 here, so thank you, Nexus Gaming Series, for bringing that over. Bringing all the friends over here. Caster math is impossible, confirmed. Oh my god, yeah. We don't do math here. What, did 4 sappers go in? What is that, 36 damage? Right? It beats having 1 abbreviation for every time zone. Seems difficult. Hey Meebus, how you doing, bud? I mean, it's probably the same argument as, like, metric in the United States. Like, we don't swap to it because there's too many people who fight it because they just refuse to want to learn something new. Honest to God, if they came out and said, we want to do UTC for the world, I'd learn it. But right now I don't have to, so why should I? Altars are going to be spawning here. We have 10s up on both sides when it comes to our heroics. Endurance of Hate and such are going to be up and available. ETC caught in by a massive Entomb, as that's going to be the double kill onto Whiteman and ETC. There was a Endurance of Hate attempt, but it actually narrowly missed a couple players. They do have this Sapper Camp in the bottom lane. Dekilidin is trying to make some plays here, but unfortunately they're not able to make anything happen. And I think they're going to lose a total of 8 health on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. This will be a 28-28 core health game. Metric would be the dream, I know. But it I don't think it's gonna be a little bit. Just there's a lot of dinosaurs in the world. Like, same could be said about the architecture engineering realm. Can't tell you how long I had still been working in AutoCAD after it is not obsolete, but there are way better programs that speed things up. So it's just some people who refuse to change. Anyways, Vault of the Warden's going to be coming out from the Maiev, as they found a massive subdue from that Joanna to slow them down. The reason you saw that 80% slow right there is because they hit 2 or more heroes. Bless Shield's going to be ripped right there. The Condemn's going to pull them out. That's going to be the Durance of Hate, connecting onto 3 members, spreading quite a bit. Tribe is looking for the damage they need, but it's not enough to find the kill. There's going to be Whitemane's Heroic on the ground right there, as they're just going to be able to force back the enemy team. They had 13 talent here, but are unable to find a kill, as the double soak rotations are still continuing between Hime and Eric with a K. Thank you, base Metro. Once the U.S. finally elects a Canadian to presidency, you'll get metric kappa. About that statement. About that statement. Canadian, huh? All right, 13's up on both sides. Chat, you're killing me tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being amazing. ETC did go into the Encore at level 13, which is going to be the 5%. For anyone that wants to know the raw number for that, it's a flat 6 seconds off of your heroics, so 5% of 120, 6%. I only know that math because I did it beforehand, all right? I can't pretend like I'm like, oh, look at me, I can do division super well. I can't. 28 to 28 on our core hull. Zul's going to go for the root. The Warden Cage comes out from Tequilidin. There's going to be some slows from this. Joanna is just everything's being used. Poison Nova from the Zul. There's an Entomb out as well from that Leoric, but they're just not able to capitalize onto any of this on either side. Realistically, people are taking damage, but no one's actually dying. Everyone's getting very low. The Pushel being spread around from the Stukov is keeping them up, and White Mane's healing is on point, marking everyone with a Zeal and keeping the damage output high for themselves, as well as Hime is looking for a maybe channel. No, they're just going to back off into the bush. Leoric is a little bit low here. This is a really risky play as they're going to just try and work their way out of this one, and that is a dead Zul. I'm not sure what the game plan was that one, but they are now going to maybe try and turn this around. Tribe is going to get slowed by the Joanna with that Subdue from level 7. Didn't finish it out right there, but it looks like Boundary is going to be able to get the channel, and that will be 4 more shots into the core of Arrogant Nephalem as Spooky Ghosts. Oh, Sigatai, what are you looking for right now? Eric with a K coming in. They do have this face melt and that loudspeaker coming out. Entomb goes out, will miss. Not the longest cooldown. It's about a 40-second cooldown on Entomb. No, it's 50 seconds, excuse me. Yeah. But I think that's kind of the lull in the fight right there, and they're just going to grab camps and look for pressure in the bottom lane. Everyone use your heroics, yes. You couldn't pay me enough to be the President of the United States. I want you to know that the United States president, it's not about payment, okay? You don't take the presidency for money. You take it because you're a civil servant. Or at least that's what I learned in McIntyre Elementary School. Not McIntyre's elementary school, McIntyre. Literally, that was the name of my elementary school. But 15 to 14. 16 talent here in favor for the side of Arrogant Nephalem soon. Do they try and play aggressive into the enemy team with a slight window of advantage that they'll have with that? That's the question that I'm posing in this game right now. Rogoth stepping forward, just looking to just CC or at least control this siege coming in through the lane, force them back a little bit as well. 16 talents here will be grabbed off this wave, and I'm still waiting. Do they actually play this aggressive? Do they rotate the Zul out? Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. It is going to be triple altar phase. They could look to maybe harass in the upper portion, giving over the bottom. Maybe looking for the double cap on the side of Spooky Ghost, but look at Sigatai. Sigatai and Tequilian setting up in these bushes, looking for a potential, well, burst. Oh, no, that's going to be a wonderful shield glare. I just love a good bush party, so that's why I was trying to jump to the vision as quickly as possible. Fortunately, I wasn't able to make that happen for all of you, but the shield glare will scout them out in that bush. 16 is on the cusp for the side of Spooky Ghost. Maiev is already in position for the channel onto this. Looks like they're going to be able to just zone them away, and they're going to eat 8 shots, dealing, for themselves. Still neck and neck, though. President isn't for glory, is love. Yeah, exactly. It's your civil duty. Well, you're not a civil duty. That's like doing that's like jury duty. Is your civic duty, or voting is your civic duty. As the president, you are a steward of this. You are the steward of the people. I think it is, if I'm remembering that correct. But I mean, that's not been a thing for a while, I don't think. Anyways, 16's up on both sides. We're going to avoid the politics. Let's talk about Heroes of the Storm. Center Point's going to be opening up on the map. And actually, for anyone that doesn't know this, when the center point opens on the map, it actually causes all of the forts to now convert into keeps. So all of their experience, damage, and I believe their health gets a mega buff the moment this center point comes through, because you are now swapping from, you have tower upgrades. And it's actually a little like, it's not super clear, but you actually have 2 flybys. One of them says, I believe, towers are upgraded, and one of them says the center point is now open. And that's when the Raven Lord and the Gravekeeper are saying, oh, I can do that. Like, I'm, one of them says, heroes, I've opened a way to the center of the map. And then I think it's like the Gravekeeper's like, oh, I can do that too. And it's just like, okay, all right. there's that one meme where it's like the one bird and like the squawking crow right after just yelling over it. Literally they did it for this map, and I was dying looking at that. But Sapper camp's up and available for bottom lane to potentially be pushed into this fort, but Gul'dan should have enough wave clear. One of them's gonna go through. The Sapper camp on the opposing side was grabbed. Going to be a double altar phase coming up next. Even talent tiers for both sides, but this could spell 8 core damage on either side depending on who's able to get this. Mephisto still in the bottom lane. Now this is actually a big advantage, I wonder, and that's what we're seeing. I was watching the minimap to see, does this force the members of Spooky Ghost to make a more aggressive rotation? Shield Glare, will it be in range? They do get it right there. So Spooky Ghost stalling this out for now. They get their channel on the right-hand side, but can they get to Kime in time? Rogoth starting to step into this, but they don't get the Blessed Shield in time. They still had the Blessed Shield. Does the fight continue to pop off? Gonna be the exchange on either side. Iron Skin used, and this is just a couple buttons being pressed. Everyone disengages, and that's our last altar phase taking place. Exactly, Mevis, yeah. It's an S-tier meme format. It is, it is. Shameless teachers lying to children? Oh, absolutely. How dare they? How dare they go get an education then try and educate other people with it? So rude. 16 to 60. This is going to be a neck-and-neck game. I feel like we're going to have a neck-and-neck entire series here. Like, this feels like it's going to go to a game 3. I don't know why. I just have this weird gut feeling, but we're 18s up on both sides. We have 3 up in kills. We are going to be seeing a single altar phase in the lower half of the map. That's going to be a power slide. Mosh Pit comes out. Curse Bullet will go out. That's going to be the Horrify from the Gul'dan as the white main goes down. Do they find a counter kill into the members of Spooky Ghost, or does Spooky Ghost continue this barrage of damage as they don't get the kill? They're going to lose their own gray main. Sigatai power slides away with a sliver of health. Triab's trying to find the triple kill, but they end up going down. Do they mount up and continue the chase? Zul's free pushing the top lane. This isn't the biggest gain, but it still is a massive gain when it comes to the actual structure advantage, because you're not going to be able to grab bottom lane because it's just being so well defended, but you're still getting a bell tower conversion, which means you're shooting 5 shots. And with the positioning of the minimap right now, I'm expecting this to be a channel in favor. Where are you going? I'm sorry. What is happening? Why is no one just sitting down here? We have 10 seconds up. Like, I know Leoric's showing, but Gul'dan's hidden. Like, unless they're just like banking on the fact that Gul'dan just wouldn't, and maybe they are. Who knows? The Killadin's though gonna go ahead and get this channel. Maybe they were trying to delay for Kime to be able to get another altar or another bell tower. That's it. They're literally just trying to go for as much cap as possible. So Maev will get that cap, won't be interrupted, but ETC is now going to start working on this bottom lane, and if they can get this converted, it won't be in time. I was going to say they could start the barrage, but ETC siege is not quick enough. Zul did push out the mid lane. They also will have 20 talent here on the right-hand side as ETC gets a massive shove. That kind of saves Sigatai a little bit. Like, it's not like they were in a bad position, but it does put them in a spot where they're like, cool, I can dismount and just do whatever. Hawaiian? Yeah, I know. That was actually some really good Mephisto play, and they did go into the Mimic at level 20 as well, so we'll see if they can bring out some value from that extra Lightning Nova. But 16 to 10 in our core health. Our next altar phase will be in the upper portion of the map. It is going to be double as well, so if they hold over 1 bell tower still, they're able to then end this game. But look at the Zul in top lane. No one's actually checking the Zul, and if he actually gets this over the wall, that's going to be 3 more shots, and that'll put... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm dumb as all hell. I didn't realize they had this converted over. I was like, caster math. Caster math. Completely caster math. Invade onto the camp, but ETC's got a bop to push them away, and I think they power slid out of there as well. Wraith walk forward from the Leoric. Entomb's up and available. They do have Buried Alive, so they do have that silence onto there. Blessed Shield will be ripped, connecting onto quite a few. Radiating Faith value right there. Extra bounces, longer duration. Top lane bell tower converted back over by the Zul, who's going to start rotating down. Altar phase is going to be double, and it's going to be the top left and the right. Seems like they've built themselves a bit of momentum here on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Can Spooky Ghosts slow that down? The Orc is going to clear out mid. They are showing, and now Kime is coming down here as well, so that's going to be Maev diving in. The Mosh Pit's up and available. They're going to go ahead and they're going to dump that right in front. That's going to be White Mane getting the interrupt onto that because they have the level 20 Judgment Day, and that Divine Reckoning has a pull on it, so that actually saving them right there for getting that pull out. But this will be double altar phase up and available. The Orc going for the slow, but Kime just like, I don't care. I can just go to the left-hand side and at least get 5 shots off. They could threaten the right. They're looking for game number 2, and they're looking with that for advantage. With advantage. Excuse me. Shield Glare is going to erupt. Eric with the K is going for the channel on the right. Once they see that, do they play this aggressive is my question. I think they just trade these out. Bless Shield goes out once again. They're burning a lot of big tools just to get this delay, but now Leoric is over here. 5v5. Can they delay things out more? Can they make something happen? Because I want to point out, actually, no, they'd still have 1 core health if they get this plus boss. This can be the shields out from Sigatai. There's going to be the poison over from the Zool. There's Endurance of Hate that goes out, but it doesn't connect onto anyone. They're trying to get the value from the Mimic, but it's not enough right now, and this is a lot of the members of our red team getting lower and lower, and it seems like that's going to be a mosh pit onto 2 players. Dekiladin comes in and is going to clean up with the help of Zool. They find the double kill. Greymane's looking to dive in, finds the counter into the Mephisto, buried alive out from the Leoric with the Wraith walk through to slowly reduce their damage, and that's going to be a kill onto Leoric, but a kill onto Maev, the root onto Rogoth, but they've got still some 500 health, but then the Keymate comes in, the absolute bloodbath. All that is left is a Greymane and Sigatai thinking about it. Razor Swipe, they're going to find the far side of this. There should be a power, that's going to be it right there, and they have the channel, but that does not mean the game.
Dominated.
Oh, wait, there's no way they, okay, I was about to say. I was like, are they literally going to go hit this once, get 6 shots, then go for boss? It's super risky, but I was like, that would have been an insane play. I mean, it is the longer death timer, so they might have been able to actually do that. Leoric was cheating death, so maybe that's something they were worried about. But right now, they're going to go for the barrage. ETC is going to go into bottom lane, get 3 auto attacks onto this. 3? Like 3 autos. Not even those autos. But Leoric will be respawning right here, and they're going to try and slow down. That's going to be an Entomb. All Zool has to do is not hit Leoric, so they weren't taking damage, so that actually works out for them. But they won't get the barrage started. That gives them time to get top lane converted back over. Bottom lane is a massive wave coming in that they need to deal with. And all the members of Arrogant Nephalem, in my opinion, right now need to do is just play slow, and play safe. Play the game that they're playing right now, because they have the advantage. Beat in Sappers, play for a single bell tower, and hold bottom lane. If they're able to do that, this is their game in the bag. But they still have to get to that point. So right now, Sigatai going to make the aggressive rotation, looking to just anchor in this lane, also grabbing that regeneration globe. Skimming through talents just to note anything. Fell Flame's, I think, the only questing talent. No, we do have the Subdue at level 7 for the Joanna. Power Slide onto the Leoric, but they're actually going to have the Wraith Walk beforehand. I assume that the Sapper camp will be cleared out. So no shots to come through. Bell towers in the top have been converted back over, so no barrage possible. These 5 shots, though, will in-game, and the members of Arrogant Nephalem only need 1. Trying to put them in a bit of a check position here. Kime is going to be rotating out. Looking for 1 more wave in mid, I guess. They're a bit split, though. This is the only thing that I don't like about this, is now Kime is so far from the friendly team. First ball goes out, that's the Entomb, and they got the ETC. Endurance of Hate will go out, and it doesn't connect onto anyone because Iron Skin was used by the Joanna, but here's the thing. There's a lot of oh wait, Sappers did go over the wall as well, so that's going to be 3 Sappers that went in right there. They need to defend against both these. Leoric and Eric with a K and Kime is going to be battling it over there. Bludius is going for the channel on this bottom portion. I think they're going to be able to get this. Sorry, my brain's like flipping everything around. I'm like, why am I seeing the blue on the right side of the map just like defensively moving over here? And it's literally because they have the tower, so they're not going to get dove on. So they're just going to eat 6 core damage themselves. Zool. No, okay, they're just going to be going for the top waving. They're going to continue to just play the game. They're going to play it safe. They're going to play it slow. They lost their ETC. They don't want to overextend. They don't want to give too much. But Little Wolf and friends, they want to take this boss off the map because it means a win for the enemy side. ETC down for 10 seconds. No stage dive or anything. Do they even consider invading onto this? I think they have to know, and they just have to give it. And at this point, we go to a single altar phase in the middle of the map to determine who wins this game. Sapper camps are up in 30-ish seconds. Our next announcement for the bell tower, I want to say, is a minute away. I might be wrong on that. I'm literally like waiting with bated breath at this. Sappers in the top lane should get through. Just going to take it down to half health. Just going to move in through mid lane. Vista with the Mimic value right there. Leoric with the flank. Entomb goes out, catches Mephisto. They do have the Curse Bullet a lot being used. Mosh Pit going to be coming out from the ETC. Horrify will interrupt that. That's going to be the Warden's Cage from the Maev. Eric with the K is going to be minimized on the left-hand side as they were reduced inside from the subjugation from Whitemane as they get hit with the Entomb. They're going to drop right in front of the team as they find that kill. That's going to be the level 7 finished out for the Joanna as they also find a white man kill on top of that. ETC goes down. Boss is off the table. A single altar phase will be here. Rogoth and friends, I think they're looking for this game, but we'll see. Do they even poke at this? Do they even consider it? Or do they just say, GG, we go next, we go onto our next map? This is a fun one. I agree. I think they have this, but I think Tekiladin's going to try and make the YouTube play.
The altars have risen.
Foundry going for the channel.
Now.
Unfortunately, they're going to miss the fan of knives, and that'll be the shots raining out. Game number 1 over to the side of Spooky Ghosts. GG. Well played. Wow, a good game 1 for our best of 3 series to close out the evening. A very good game number 1. Amazing back and forths. I said this during the exhibition weekends. Rowan agreed with me. Want to say Casanova did, and if they didn't, I'm just going to lie and say they did. Towers of Doom, one of the top 3 maps in Heroes of the Storm. One of the top 3 maps that I absolutely adore casting and playing. Wow. Really good Gul'dan play. Ludius. The big band. Cell. I have to run to the kitchen. So, let me throw it on talents and let me run to the kitchen and grab a cookie for Bandit.
You could give the best hugs. You could give the best hugs.
I realized that I didn't have that on camera, so I'm gonna give you back all your points, Zell. Okay. He got a cookie, but I just realized I didn't have the camera on. I'm sorry. I walked away. Who won? It is going to be the members of. Oh. There we go. Spooky Ghosts. Sorry, I walked away to grab the cookie for Bandit, and I redeemed it off. I'm so sorry, Zell. I'm so sorry. I'm going to give you back your points after stream. Here, let me make a note in my notebook. Sorry about that. I for some reason, like, just mentally farted and thought we were on camera. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I will give you your points back, though, I swear. Sorry about that. Very, very sorry. But he did get, he got one of these, which is, it's these dental treats that the vet gave us because he's so excited. You know what? You know what? How about this? I'm not going to give you your points back, and we're just going to give him a second one, okay? I think. There you go. My mess up is his benefit. How about that? I think that's fair, Zoe. How about that? So no points back to you, but he gets 2 instead. Bandit's like, more? Might as well, right? Okie dokie. Get out of this. Let's, we just have to wait for the lobby.
You up for some cake?
Whoa, Turk! How you doing, bud? Holy shit. Thank you, Turk, for the massive raid. I hope you had fun just chatting. Were you watching? I'm assuming you're watching the debate. Was it an absolute potato fest? Double treat, yeah. That, thank you. Holy crap. Turk, thank you for bringing all your friends over here. I hope you had a good stream. I'm assuming it was all, the debate. Oh, jeez. Sorry, stupid. Good to see all of you in chat. All right, we're waiting for our lobby for our next game.
Give the best hugs.
Neil, thank you for the follow. So, for anyone that's wondering what's happening right now, is we are currently in our final best of 3 of the day. We are We just had a Towers of Doom game, which I actually forgot to mark on my map editor that we just had that map. So we're waiting for the teams to choose what they want to do, and then we're going to get into the next one. Your chat rules don't allow trolling, so debate won't be allowed. Yeah, it wouldn't be allowed here. I hope it was fun. I hope you guys had fun. I have to watch Turk's video back. Wait, hold on. I need to harass Workhorse because I see him in the Nexus.
You could give the best hugs.
Workhorse gets pinged all the time when he comes into Nexus to ask, like, people ask him about, like, CCL stuff, especially before we announced everything. And so, my favorite thing to do... My favorite thing to do is to literally message him, and he deets on Season 2 of CCL, and I no joke message him that, and the immediate line is just, Workhorse has gone offline. Why? Dancing Zerg, Thunderloins, thank you for the follow. Glad you're all enjoying the content that you're seeing. We're waiting for the next game. Handsome Pup, he's a good boy. He's a very good boy. He just got 2 cookies before you all came over here. Now he's just like waiting patiently for more. Do we have a lobby? The Donde. Lobby stuff. There it is. What if they were just like, oh, that's it, we're done. Solon, thank you for the follow. For anyone that's wondering, hi, my name is Bahamut. If you've never been here before, I do a lot of casting of Here's the Storm. A lot of casting. I mostly just talk about Here's the Storm. Okay, they are making lobby. Cool, we have it. Possibly the best points redemption I've ever seen. That's true. What's Bandit's thoughts on the teams tonight? He likes them. Lack of Cho'Gall is probably what he would say. Oh, I was like, how am I in this lobby? But I don't even see myself. All right, so we have the lobby just about going, and then we'll get into our next game. I just need to figure out, it is Team 1, so that's going to be, okay. Alright, yeah, so either way, my name is Bahamut. I do a lot of Heroes of Storm casting. This upcoming weekend, we actually have our Icebreaker tournament for Heroes CCL. What is the Icebreaker tournament? Well, it's 2 days of wonderful games, as I need to give these teams a spooky worm and tell them that are ready, but... Saturday is going to be 4 best of 3s, and then Sunday will be 2 best of 3s and a best of 5 grand finals. If you're sitting there like, but how much money is it worth? None, unfortunately. Well, I don't know, fortunately? I don't know. Either way, it's for bragging rights. There's no point deduction. There's no effect on your standings or anything, so it's literally the weekend to come, try things out, showcase some stuff, learn a little bit about the enemy, and we'll be having both of those on Saturday and Sunday. They start at 1 o'clock PDT, 4 o'clock EDT. On Saturday, it'll be 10 p.m. CEST, and then on Sunday, it'll be 9 p.m. CET, because Europe has a hour change. But for anyone that's wondering, those are the times. That is the schedule for those days. Next week, we will be doing pretty much our standard stream schedule, Tuesday through Thursday, but then Friday will be the unique day where we have the new game, Little Hope, which comes out from Supermassive Studios. It is another Dark Anthology Pictures game, so it's going to be super creepy. It takes place in the Salem Witch Trials era, and it'll be a blast. It'll be Day and I playing that one on Friday, and that should start around 6 o'clock. But either way, we are here. We are in our lobby. I think we are just waiting for players to give us the R, and then we are going to get going into game number 2 in Volskaya Foundry. Thanks again to Turk for the raid. Thanks for bringing all your friends over here, and I hope you all enjoy the content that you do see. I was hoping that when I said that, it would be like, that's it. We went into game, but no, not ready yet. So I'm just going to sit here and just hang out with all of you until then. I guess the better question that I'll post to all of you is, do you think they'll take it in a 2-0 fashion, or do you think we're going to be going into more games? Also, who do you think is going to win this weekend? I have Sidestep Kings going up against 30k for the grand finals. I know we literally just got rated by Turk, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be like, I have Turk winning it because he rated me. I'm not going to, like... I'm not going to blow air up his ass or anything about it. Like, that's just the way that the cookie crumbles, at least in that entire bracket and everything. In my opinion. But also, keep in mind, I was wrong all of Season 2. Like, I was wrong every single game prediction. So, who knows? At least take it to Game 3. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, that's the workhorse. Didn't mean to send them an R. Keeping the Despised Icon shirt. It's from the album release. Whichever album that came out in, like, 2016. That's the... I got it from that one. Very good. Great album. Anyways, let's get into the draft, everybody. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have the members of Arrogant Nephalem, and on the right is going to be Spooky Ghost, up 1 in our best-of-3 series to close out the evening. And if you're sitting at home, you just got rated over, but you're wondering how we got to Volskaya Foundry, I got you covered. The home team this evening will be the members of Arrogant Nephalem. They lost the coin flip. They were given map pick priority for game number 1. They banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Cursed Hollow. The side of Spooky Ghost, who won the coin flip, opted for first pick for game number 1, banning out Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout. Powers of Doom was picked by the members of Arrogant Nephalem for game number 1, and they lost that. As the losing team, they can either choose first pick or map pick, so they opted for first pick priority for game number 2, choosing to take us to Volskaya Foundry on the side of Spooky Ghosts. Let's get back into our draft and find out what we have so far, as that will be a Lucio and a Gazlowe ban. Gazlowe on this map, I can see it. There's a lot of room for them to set up, a lot of room for them to be a nuisance. Hired Goons is actually a viable, not that it's not viable, but it's a big talent pickup because I believe it's a 50% buff to the turrets, to the minions, and all of that kind of stuff. Think of Sylvanas' Mercenary Queen at level 4, where that boosts it by 60%. So that's why we sometimes see this priority onto Gazlowe, but even more so now because of the fact of the rework and his actual terrifying prowess. I need a little bit more water as we get into this, but Garrosh will be banned out as well as Asonia. Wildheart, Dark Horse, see what Mad Scientist has up their sleeve. Yeah, that's honestly Face the Duke. I agree. Wildheart, even before we had our draft, I was saying, they're, in my eyes, they're going to be the Dark Horse or kind of the underdog. Not that they're going to be bad by any means, just I think that people are going to undervalue them in their matchups and undervalue them overall as an org. Just because I think they're kind of one of the newer names. Like, a lot of us know Goon, but I don't think a lot of people know Goon. So, anyways, let's get into this. Let's talk about this. I know I'm always ecstatic to talk about CCL. Kyle Ferguson almost had to shut me up. He didn't really, but, like, there were points where I was like, I had to, like, look at the time and be like, we need to slow it down, because, like, I kept, into the Nexus, I was just going off about CCL for however long I needed to. Regardless, let's get into this. Diva on the left-hand side, Maiev, and Stukov on the right. So we could be seeing... Ooh. Okay. Diva's gonna be, Chromie's gonna be grabbed with the Diva, and then they're gonna grab a Brightwing as well. There's no way they Cho'Gall this. There's no way they Cho'Gall this. This is 100% a Cho'Gall setup, though. This is a Cho'Gall set. Like, they shift, like, Hyper Shift from Brightwing for percent-based healing. I believe it's 10% of the max healing. You've already grabbed your damage. You've already grabbed your solo lane. You need a main tank, and you need a little extra damage. This is, you just Cho'Gall this, in my opinion. You're excited for the Wildheart games? Me too. Do you know what I'm most excited for? Is how hard my wallet's gonna get hit when I buy every single merch from every single org. Because I really want to. Like, I want to be able to... I want to cheer on every single org. I really do. I'm a fan of every single one of them. Anyways, ban-wise, if they go Cho'Gall, then we're looking at like a Malthael, we're looking at a Greymane here. Which Greymane can still be banned out, still a viable hero. It's gonna be varying once again. I don't think, maybe we don't get the Deathwing. Maybe we don't get the Cho'Gall. I would like it, but I don't know. Spam this ball to draft Cho'Gall. Wono, I love you, thank you. Yes, spam this ball to draft Cho'Gall. I'm so confused. Why are there Overwatch characters in League narrated by Vsauce? You got me with that one. You got me with that one. Every single draft after 3 heroes pick. Could this be a Cho'Gall game? All right, look, Day. All right, look. I feel a little called out. All right. You're right. Just do it. Do it so I can feel right and validated. Come on, Arrogant Nephalem. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Chaos. It's not gonna happen.
Ready for action.
Well, everybody, thanks for... We have a Muradin and a Raynor gonna be coming out from them. Good sustained damage. You have the lockdown from the Muradin, mobility from them as well. Will pair into the Chromie pretty good. Does give you some opportunities to control, I think. So, realistically, looking at the draft for Arrogant Nephalem, it's a lot more controlling, a lot more pace setting, whereas the opposing side wants to dive, wants to get in your face, and this is going to be interesting because one team kind of... They've kind of drafted into each other. Diva, Raynor, Muradin kind of have this ability to CC, control, and slow down the team fight. Brightwing as well with the polymorph. Slowing Sands will be a big factor at level 7 if they go into it. They don't technically have a cleanse, but Gladiator's Medallion's a thing, so Temporal Loop's an option, but I doubt it. Realistically, I lean into the draft of Spooky Ghosts because I think that their actual consistent, not consistent, their sustained damage and sustained burst chase is big. And by burst chase, I mean you have ETC Power Slide, and then a whole lot of damage out from Orphea. You have Blaze with the Jet Propulsion, and then a whole lot of damage out from Maiev. So it's a lot of these like burst potential moments. But let's get into game and find out what actually happens here in game number 2, our potential game, last game of the evening, with Arrogant Nephalem on the left-hand side, Tequilidin on the Chromie, Null Pointer on the Brightwing, Triad will be on the Raynor, Kime is going to be on the... Yeah, Kime is going to be on the Diva, and Sigatai on the Muradin. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Spooky Ghost trying to close things out in a 2-0 fashion. Rogoth on the ETC, Boundary on the Maiev, Eric with a K on that Blaze, Little Wolf on the Stukov, and Cludius, yeah, I think Cludius on the Orphea. Bonds of Justice at level 1 for the Maiev. Polymorph at level 1 for the Brightwing, which I believe is just going to be the Gradient Polymorph. Hit with the Arcane Center, I think you get cooldown reduction, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Dark Breath, thank you for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the content you're seeing. Sorry for anyone who is looking for alerts. We have alerts turned off during games, but if you send anything, then I'll resend them after game. Regardless, chomps and damage coming out from our Orphea is going to be able to find the mech of Kime, but not enough to find the actual pilot form of this Diva. Traby? Thank you, I didn't know that. I thought it was Triab. I said it to him in the draft channel. He didn't say anything, but maybe they were just being like, "All right, thanks for casting our game. I don't want to say anything to you." Traby. I will do my best to remember that. Either way, we are going to be here on Blue Sky Foundry. We are going to be seeing a left-hand side camp to be grabbed immediately. This is a nice timing coming out from the side of Arrogant Nephalem. The reason you want to grab this immediately is just because you want the timer to start, so that way it's potentially available during the first objective phase. First objective phase will be up and available at 3 minutes into the game. For contests, it's announced at 2 minute 30, so obviously having this earlier than later just is that kind of benefit, because usually there's a bit of a lull in the objective phase. People then split off, they grab their camp once again, and then they re-engage on the point for what usually is contested for the actual objective phase. No B? But how do you pronounce the letter B? He just said no B. I'm so confused! I'm gonna just keep casting the way I'm casting. I tried, fam. I mean... You spelled it phonetically for me, I'm sorry. B makes a B noise. Or does it make a ba noise? I don't know! Casting is hard. 4 is up on both sides. We are going to be seeing Muradin just dwarf tossing away. We currently have Eric with a K in mid lane pushing things back. Rogoth coming in here as well. Kime is going to be just boosting out of there as well. Our objective point is up and available for contest in 30, so this should be Yeah, this is what I was waiting for. I was like, there should be the camp on the left-hand side grab. They actually pre-burn that down. But now the question is, phase shift is going to be on time to Sigatize. They're just going to be zoning them back with these deep breathings. Excuse me, the, I'm blanking on the name right now. Dragon's Breath. Sorry, my brain right now is just shutting off. Killidan's going to throw in a bunch of damage. The jet propulsion comes out from the blaze. They're going to actually pop their... Wow, that was a lot of Gladiator's medallions, but also they got the trait out from Brightwing, right? They got trait from Brightwing. Yeah, they did. They got Soothing Mist out from them, because I was like, that is so much, but we are going to be seeing 2 Gladiator's medallions used already on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, which that's big going into this fight right here. It's a 5-minute cooldown, obviously, but it's just, you've got that, but you also got Brightwings, which that's kind of like... You've burned through a lot of tools right now. Sorry, it's just that was just a big grab from them overall, and a little overlap when it comes to abilities. But right now, 7 talent here in favor for the side of Spooky Ghost. Jet Propulsion is going to be interrupted by a Stormbolt. They're going to find that once again, but they sidestep it this time. They're going to be forced off the point. 62% for the side of Arrogant Nephalem, as Spooky Ghost will be going for the channel here. Murden going to be zoning back ETC as Rogoth was looking to step into this. I'm looking, Murden is going to be going to the Sledgehammer build. Sigatai is going to get the phase shift from the Brightwing just in time. Null Pointer going to be coming in here and just trying to put some harassment onto the enemy team as they're going to rotate back towards their well, make the long rotation here. They do have a turret themselves up and available. Looking through just talents really quickly to see if there's anything I want to know. Oh, actually, hold on. We do have this Ruthless Spirit at level 7, but right now, Murden goes down. There's going to be the double turret out, Mecha Explosion out from Kime. Slightly zones them off, but they're realistically just still on this point, losing a little bit of their contested control. Still, though, with the channel in their favor, will be going above the opposing side with the 65% and rising. Both the turrets, Blaze is going to be throwing a little bit of oil on them as they get hit by one of those Deep Breathing stacks. Excuse me, Dragon's Breath. Deep Breathing was finished out, so they do have the cooldown reduction of it by 4 seconds. What? I actually don't know off the top of my head what the baseline of it is. Hold on. We're going to maybe look after this, because overtime is the big contesting time. We do still have our fortification camp up, but it's about to expire. Kime is trying to force Eric with a K off as they're going to boost into them. Umbral Bind's going to pull them back in, or if you're going to be looking to step further forward as they get the chomp onto Kime, the silence will be there. They're going to look for the damage they need, but the chomp won't connect on that last one, and that will be Kime able to back off. Boundary just over here looking to maybe find someone. No, okay, there. I was looking to see, are you going to throw a Spirit of Vengeance out? But here's the thing I want to look up real quickly, because I don't know off the top of my head. It is so you have a 10-second cooldown on your Dragon's Breath at W. Dear Lord, I don't know why I couldn't think of that one. But I want to also look at this, the Ruthless Spirit. Each enemy hero hit by Spirit of Vengeance increase all damage by Maev deals by 15% for 4 seconds, stacking up to 30. So you can basically hit 2 heroes and get 2 stacks. No, bees make buzzing noises. Oh! Sorry, I'm just watching this right now. I'm waiting to see if anyone steps into them, but no, it's not the case. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers, because we haven't had a chance to look at the damage, experience, and healing for our game, as we are going to be seeing our 10 talent tiers cross the threshold on the top of our screen. Blink heal for the Brightwing. I think that's it right now. I think it's just like that's the only... Oh, Eternal Feast for the Orphe, I guess you could say. That's a little out of the ordinary per se. Not crazy. Crushing Jaws has big setup, but Eternal Feast with Mosh Pit, I could see the value, especially also with the Warden's Cages. That's an Umbral Bind. Killidan is going to get the phase shift from Brightwing, but did Brightwing just kill themselves? They're going to blink to a minion, and they're out of there. I honest to God thought ETC was going to drop the Mosh Pit on top of both of them. I think it would have been worthwhile. Like, while it is a 2-minute cooldown, you're going to solidify 2 kills 100% if you go for that. Regardless, they are going to look to open things up further in the top lane. Grabbing this well is a big thing right there, because you obviously remove the lane sustain during the objective phase. If the enemy team wants to get a burst of healing or health, they're going to need to rotate into mid or into their keep. And I think, are they considering to do this in mid lane as well, just to really force them back out of the lane? No, they're just looking for the regeneration glows for ETC, as they are going to finish out the proc rock 7 minutes and 23 seconds into this game. Speaking of timers, I just want to point this out. Like, this is just completely... This is completely random, but just there was a timer that I had reminded to me today that like Hosty finished out the baseline Arcane Rift on Towers of Doom during exhibition matches in 3 minutes and like 50-some seconds. Eternal Feast, that's the Warden's Cage. They find a triple kill with that one. Mech Explosion from D.Va's gonna knock people around. Muradin looking for this Orphea, but they jump into the bunker. They're just gonna hang out in there. They're just like, I'm gonna throw some fire out. You can deal with that turret, and then I'm gonna leave. And that's that right there. That's a massive triple kill for the side of Spooky Ghosts. Trabe and friends were not ready for that one. That was an Eternal Feast too. That was a you play Eternal Feast. I'm sorry, like I don't want to take anything away from Arrogant Nephalem, but that was just really, really well done. We do have ETC going into the Encore at level 13, as I noted in the previous game, but if anyone wants to know, it's a 5% cooldown reduction off of your heroic. 5% off of 120 seconds is 6 seconds. So for every face melt, you get 6 seconds off of your heroic. So if you hit an enemy here with a face melt and that little loudspeaker, you're getting 12 seconds off of your heroic, because that's 10% off of 120. There you go, caster math for you. Totally did that on the spot. Did not prep that in advance or have not practiced that whatsoever. I've just been doing the math on the spot. So smart. We have our objective phase up and available for control point B. Looks like our Blaze will be rotating up. 13's up on both sides for the time being. Stormbolt into 2. Muradin did finish out that baseline quest. They've got 17 on the Perfect Storm uncapped quest for level 1. Eric with a K, literally just like, I'm just going to walk into this. We do have the Chronic Condition, no, Time Troubles, so that's going to be armor reduction? No, yeah, armor reduction. Hyperion coming out from the Rainer, that's going to be a lot of damage onto one. There's someone who's just got a sliver of health. Eric with a K is going to be that exact one, as they're going to find the D.Va mech, but no D.Vas. That was a amazing concussive blast right there to force back ETC from the power slide. Do they have it there? No, that's not the case, as they managed to get the Dwarf Toss out, but with 34% under their belt, they're going to back off, giving the control point over to the side of Spooky Ghosts, and you will see potential Triglav Protector in their favor. You said Treyab pretty... I'm just kidding. I was going to troll you so hard, but no, I'm not going to. The lab comment you made sense to me. Thank you. Because when you most people type things phonetically for me, and if you put like a B, I'll usually just say the B. But the lab comment helped me a lot. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, top lane Fort is going to be going down. Blaze is going to step in and be like, I want some siege damage, and they're going to get back there in time. The reason Blaze needs to sit is because you see the center wheel that's now being filled back up. So if you don't have anything there, if you don't have anyone there, you lose that center wheel, you lose your charge, and it no longer becomes contested as they're gonna make a play for this right now. Sigatai looking to step onto the point. There's going to be Little Wolf doing their best to auto into Hime as they're getting so much damage to them, but ETC will go down in the backline. It's a Vault of the Warden from Boundary who's trying to play into this Eternal Feast, but they're gonna go down as well. Eric with the K is trying to walk out of here, but they're gonna get the counter kill into the D.Va pilot form. Can they make something happen here? They're looking still. That's gonna be a lurking arm from the Stukov. Null Pointer split. They're still looking for the Rainer. Phase shift on top of Rainer. Sigatai still trying to stay on the point. Pops the avatar form from Muradin. We still have 17 on the ETC, 20 on the Maiev, 18 on that D.Va. So this is this fight. If they want to contest this, they're gonna need to sit on this point for a while. They're gonna sidestep the Stormbolt from the Muradin, who's now going to step in and try and get the body block in. Rainer with another Hyperion during all this blast, penetrating round. Does not find Eric with the K, but I think they've delayed things out long enough. ETC and Maiev are back, but they will have to fight up against that D.Va. Full 5v5, 16 talent here on the cusp for both sides. Heroics are almost full or ready to go on both sides here as well. This won't be Triglav Protector. ETC, look at the wraparound play right now. They're coming in for a flank. 16 Talontiers on the precipice as well. Trave is going to get caught right there. They're going to go down, and that's going to be ETC making the play. The Warden's Cage comes out as well, but they need to get onto the point as quickly as possible, and unfortunately, they're not able to do so. But here's the unfortunate factor for the side of Arrogant Nephalem. While they do get the Triglav Protector, they won't be able to utilize it here. Crushing Jaws, excuse me, Eternal Feast. And that makes sense, actually. Technically is a hero, right? Yeah. Huh. I honestly would have never thought of this. That's wild to me. Report this caster? Why? Why? What, me? Sweet, innocent Bahamut? Why would you report me? That though, seriously, like that, I want to highlight that. That was really cool. I have never seen anyone do that before. And I have seen some of these Triglock Protector moments go exactly like we saw, and I've seen teams literally just have one person babysit in zone, and just the rest of the team does stuff while they just let it expire, and I've seen teams just sit there and burst it down. But that was cool. That was really cool. I've never seen that before. Sorry, I actually looked back over at the VOD, or the live stream, just to be able to catch that. But we have even talent tiers on both sides. Let's go ahead and cycle through the numbers once again. I actually want to highlight some of the quests and talents, then we'll do that. So we have Murden, baseline quest finished. We have Deep Breathing, level 1 finished out for the Chromie. The level 1 for Murden, the Perfect Storm, is at 28 stacks. We have 7 of the 10 Umbro Bind Bonds of Justice stacks. We have the Proc Rock finished out by the ETC, and we have the new Habits by the Blaze finished out. That's a power slide into Sigatai, but this is just the Murden, who's able to get out of there just fine. As promised, let's go ahead and look at the damage, experience, and healing in our game number 2 on Volskaya Foundry for our best of 3 series to close out the evening between Arrogant Nephalem versus Spooky Ghost. Said Spooky Ghost will grab camp for the right-hand side, while Arrogant Nephalem Arias grab their own, looking to now just add that pressure into top lane and look to buff themselves out with a Biotic Emitter. Question is, will they be able to grab it here? Is the invade from the enemy team too much? D.Va's on the point, power side from the ETC, there's the Eternal Feast with the Mosh Pit as well, so that's at least the mech form going down, but does Kime get out of there? They're going to walk right into the Orphea, who finds the chase, but the phase shift from the Brightwing's going to be on point. They actually grab the Biotic Emitter and immediately drop it as the Avatar form from Sigatai will be used, but the Face Melt Speaker is going to knock them back in, but they still get out of there. Avatar form value so good. Little Wolf trying to get some healing for the friendly team as they're stuck within the slowing sands and they go down. No, I don't think they had the Gladiator's Medallion available to them. It's hazed out right now, but I think that's because they're dead. If it was off cooldown, that's a rough spot to be in, where you were walking through the stands and maybe they thought they were too far away for it to get the value. I'm not sure. We'll find out in 31 seconds. Either way, though, this is going to give the opportunity for the members of Arrogant Nephalem to kind of open up the map and even things out. So what they're going to do is they're going to grab this fort in top lane. And the reason I think they're grabbing this, outside of grabbing maybe the bottom lane, is maybe rotation and position on the map. But 2 is the factor of evening out the actual lane pressure. So you're going to have periodic catapult pressure matching periodic catapult pressure in that top lane right now. People reported this as a bug when this map came out because they couldn't get in the protector when the ult was up. Oh yeah, so what they did was they actually made it so the driver could you can get in as the driver uninterrupted. So I think the only way that you can get into, sorry, not interrupted. Any form of CC will stop you from getting into the Triglock Protector, I believe. So like a stun. Or no, not any form. I think stuns and silences are the only way to stop anyone from getting in the Triglock Protector fully. But they changed it where if you are taking damage, you are not, the driver can get in. But if you're taking damage, you can't get in as the pilot. Moshpit's going to be coming out from the ETC onto 1. D.Va's going to be trying to boost around onto that with their own cleanse and knock that away. It's going to be the Warden's Cage out from the Maiev as the Eternal Feast gets 1 tick, not into anyone. D.Va Mech Explosion. It actually pops into the Orphea power slide from the ETC, trying to bop people around right now. I'm looking at their cooldown is at 96 seconds. Keep that in mind, is they're probably going to just face melt a ton of people right here, and they're already looking at 74 seconds. That's a bit of a difference right there, but they're going to have a bit of time to think about that as they're going to be dead for the next 58. This is looking like Arrogant Nephalem could potentially take their first Triglock Protector of the game, would be Control Point C, and they're looking to threaten a fort, maybe even a keep. But we'll have 16. We'll have 20 talent tiers in a second here, and this will be the Triglock Protector. So technically, if you really want to split hairs, Arrogant Nephalem is getting their first Triglock Protector. This is their second, but I guess you could say their first Triglock Protector that's usable for them. So, bottom lane fort going down as we discussed. 20 talent tier on the horizon for the side of Spooky Ghosts. It's looking a little spooky for them as they have this Triglock Protector working its way through the bottom lane. ETC down for the next 13 seconds. Kime coming in here as well. Trave has the auto attacks. They have no Hyperion for 25, and they went into execute at level 20, so they don't have cooldown reduction onto that either. I have Spirit of Vengeance forward, doesn't pop it, actually goes for Sigatai, finds the Umbral Bind, pulls them back in. Kime looking just to bop people around. That's a lot of damage into this Blaze, and they managed to get the bunker, but are they able to get out of here? Power slide from the ETC. Blaze is actually so very low, but gets the jet propulsion. That's going to be the Tor Bus coming out from them. Kime is going to get caught by that, and they go down. Triglock Protector goes down, but no keep to follow. The Hyperion goes down as well. Maybe this finds the keep, but right now they find the counter kill into Blaze. Warden's Cage won't find... Actually, no, it finds Trabe in there. Sigatai is going to be another target as they're chasing further onto them. Phase shift from the Brightwing will be out. They have the invisible friends from the upgrade Blink at level 20, but Rogoth looking like they want to find more blood, and that's going to be the Brightwing and the Rainer going down, and that's all 5 of the side of Arrogant Nephalem going down here. What's the rush for the side of Spooky Ghosts? Are they going for mid lane fort into top lane keep, or are they going into just top? No, they're going top mid lane fort. Are they? Where? What's? I honestly think it's going to be mid lane fort, this camp, top lane keep. That's at least in my opinion the game plan. But maybe nope, they're going to run it through mid. They're literally going to run it through mid. Okay. I mean, this is the next Triglav Protector lane. The only reason I was looking into top is because of the camp that I was mentioning, and maybe. Oh no. This might be a ping from our blue side. No, it's actually no. That's them. They're gonna grab that. Okay. I feel like they could have sieged a little bit longer, but I think they're worried about some of the death timers with Chromie and D.Va being back up, not wanting to give over any sort of advantage. So they'll grab camps. They'll probably back off and grab Biotic Emitter. They'll grab their own siege camp. They'll grab their own fortification. They'll clear out bottom lane to make sure they don't lose keep, which is at like 758 health. So it's a tight one. It's a tight one. What skill level is this? Exclamation point NGS MMR, and that'll give you the average MMR to the max MMR. No, it gives you the max MMR for the division. I think it's the average MMR for the division. Wait, they aren't taking a keep? Yeah. They are not taking a keep. I think it might have just been the slower rotations. I personally think if they grabbed camp, went top lane, they would have had a wave there already, and they would have had the siege camp on top of it. But that's my own 2 cents. We'll see what happens here. Triglav Protector A, which will be our 4th one of the game, is going to be in the mid lane. And it's... I didn't look at when the Triglav Protector went down the last time, but we shouldn't be too far off from the announcement for this. What's the game plan right now? Are they leaving just like 1 or 2 so they can grab a late one? Yeah, they're leaving. Thank you, Kaleo. How you doing, bud? Thanks for swinging through.
I'm starting up an access terminal.
It ties on the point, but they just throw a raw hammer backwards. 41 stacks on that. You know what we need to look at right now? No, not that. That. We need to look at some APM, right? We need to look at the APM of the players for our control point A. I'm actually a little memeing, but a little serious at the same time. I'm curious to see. I mean, dear Lord, Blaze, what are you doing? Blaze, what are you doing?
Terminal activated.
Dear Lord, what is Blaze doing currently? They're just in bottom lane autoing. Sorry, it's just yeah. 420, nice. All right, let's go ahead and show talents again because I'm sure you all like to see that a little bit more. And we have control point A, the 4th one of the game. This will be a winning Triglav Protector for whoever gets it. Bottom lane's the win condition for the blue team, and mid lane's the win condition for the red team. As this can power slide in, Eternal Feast. Everything goes in on that one as they find the triple kill, actually. D.Va was losing the mech, and Chromie's able to get out of there, but that is them finding a triple, and they're looking for Dakilidin, and they realize, no, we got triple. Let's end game. Blaze forward with the oil on the ground. Sigatai throwing the Stormbolt. Little Wolf, I'm waiting. I think they were trying to line up the massive shove to get them like all the way over here or something, but Keep will go down. Their posturing is looking like they want the far side of this, which means they want to go core. Slowing Sands is going to be out. Chromie trying to defend against all of this Murden, looking for the flank. Maiev is already on core. Their core siege is it's okay. It's okay enough, yeah. I was like, they have Maiev, and I was like, they also have Chromie, they also have Blaze. Like this is gonna be good enough for them. And the GGs are being called currently, and it looks like game number 2 goes over to the side of Spooky Ghost. They take our series in a 2-0 fashion. GG. Well played. Been better, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kaleo. I'm alright. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm a little stressed out with a couple things, but you know, it's life. It's life. Spooky goes too spooky. It's nerve. Okie dokie. All right, we're going to get someone in here in just a second. Let me show you some talents. I think Little Wolf will join us. I assume Little Wolf. Never know. No butt nerfs? Oh, you never want to nerf the butt. Nerf or nothing. Wait. Alright, let's pull it back to Bandit and I. And we will wait for Little Wolf, who's going to be joining us at this time. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. How are you feeling?
Oh, baby. I was so excited. So, just for background, we've scrimmed against their team before, and, like, they're so much better than us normally. Like, they are just such a solid team, so I was very excited to finally... I won game 1. I was like, yep, okay, cool. We took a game. It's going to be great. And then we won game 2, and I was super stoked.
So
good.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about this game number 1, because Towers of Doom was an insane back and forth. There was so many great moments, and I was saying it to Chad. I was like, I don't know if we actually... I think this is going to be a 3-game series tonight. Like, I thought we were going to be going for a little bit longer, but you all turned it around, and it seemed like you just had better momentum and better rotations. What was it in the later half of Towers of Doom that kind of held it for you?
I think our Greymane player was really strong in that game. His name is Tally, and he was really good about offering himself to... So we were falling behind really bad with the Zool just outside the Leo. So I think just getting a little bit of momentum with being able to rotate a person up on some of those waves was really helpful. And then there was a certain point in the game towards the second half of it where we were behind, and I knew very much that we wanted to take a fight or get a pick at some point just to get some more momentum on the map. So just really ripping a lot of our resources on killing that ETC on that weird rotation that we did around the midpoint, I think really gave us some freedom on the map as far as getting us back into that game.
It was honestly like that was a fun one. It was such a fun back and forth to just literally see, almost like little yakety sacks at moments, but it was a good one right there. Moving into Volskaya Foundry, you guys had the early game. You had a really strong start. It was just really well played all around to begin with. What was it that caused a little bit of that slippage, and what brought it back? Because your mid to late game fights were a little shaky. I'll be honest. I'll be straightforward on that one. But there was something at some point that it was just like the team turned it off and then turned it back on again. Like, was it just like a little bit of a restart? Was it like we need to breathe? Can you talk about how you guys kind of brought it back from a little bit of a waffling end almost?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think a lot of it is we had to reassess where certain heroes were strong and where other ones were starting to fall off in their ability to perform. So in the early game, I think Maiev is a super strong early game hero, and just being able to set up picks and being able to get like a really good power spike with her on the back line, levels 1 through 10 was really strong for us. But towards the later half of the game, it was really hard for us to position in a way that made her still really good. So we started kind of thinking more about like where our other heroes are strong, and I think Orpheus is a hero that scales super strong. So I think towards that last part of the game, we kind of reassessed and we're like, well, we don't necessarily need to dive the back line or anything like that. We just need to look at whatever we can get, and as long as we can keep them locked in, we have the damage to kill them for the most part. And I think trying to play a little bit more front to back was helpful.
It showed that you all reassessed how you're playing the game as they kind of had your number, and I like the adjustments that you made. It was just really, really well played. It was overall so much fun to watch, and I want to give credit where credit's due. Arrogant Nephalem had wonderful games, but you just found a way to shut them down consistently. And in Heroes, that's a very strong tool to have in your kit. Before I let you run out of here, are there any shots that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend.
So second game, I think Tally is just like, or he was the Maya player that game. Mm-hmm. He was just like the MVP that game. I think he was very intelligent about communicating where his engages were, and he was very proactive about just kind of thinking about why some things were working and why some things weren't working. So I just really appreciated his input during that entire game. So I think just over the course of both of those series, he was just a really strong player. So I think he's who I would shout out during these two games.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games, Little Wolf. Congratulations on your victory, and I look forward to seeing you all further down in Season 10 of NGS.
Yeah, thank you for the cast, and thank you to Arrogant Nephalem for the games. They're a super strong team, and they seem like really nice people. So thank you.
I agree, and my pleasure, my friend. You have a wonderful evening.